good Sunday evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Sunday's Market Intel Brief. I wanted to wait until the train wreck of the day was over with, obviously the president's press conference. So the breaking news out of there, I mean, this one wasn't hard to nail. Well, anybody with half a brain knew that the March 31st, hey, let's reevaluate this. It wasn't even realistic when they said that. The president really has been dragged kicking and screaming all along by the professionals to conclusions that a person of average intelligence can make based on data. Data don't lie. Now, if it's fed bad data, obviously, but clearly, folks, relying on China's data, I'm not going to pound into the dirt the fact that the president sat on CNBC, lied to the cameras on January 22nd and said, I believe I believe all the data coming out of China. It's contained, no biggie. That was a lie, and he knew otherwise. Anyway, folks, April 30th now. So we have an entire month of, quote, this social distancing going forward. The country will never be the same. This just is... It's unbelievable, the economic damage that's going to happen. But stay to the end, folks, because you ready for this? I think it's time to buy stocks. What? You heard me. There's a bottom? No, we're going into a depression. But the government is getting ready to, no kidding, for their last and final attempt, try and intervene and save capitalism. Could not disagree more with it. This whole everybody gets a trophy thing, that's not, we're bankrupt, we're going broke, let's just light our hair on fire and do it. I can't let this go. And I posted this on my Facebook page. It's pretty amazing to me how when you say anything, you criticize the president at all, and the Trump supporters, the sycophant Trump supporters, come out of the woodwork and rip you a new one. I think they're disgraceful, to be honest with you. I couldn't stand people on the left that couldn't say one bad thing about Obama. Not even anything, nothing. For 8 years, he was a god. He walked on water. And I can't stand Trump supporters who are now the same way, but inverted. This was an absolute disgrace today. 4 tweets about how he is a ratings hit. Since reviving the daily White House briefing, Mr. Trump and his coronavirus updates have attracted an average audience of 8.5 million on cable news, roughly the number of folks that are watching the finale of The Bachelor. Beating Fox. I can't. If you see no problem with this, there's literally people gasping for air in emergency rooms. There's people being put in body bags in New York City and thrown in tractor trailers because the morgues are full. You think this is an appropriate tweet from the commander-in-chief of the United States? You're the problem. Get off my Facebook page if you have no problems with this. People, hey, man, the dude has a 60 to 90-minute rambling press conference every day, and he's on Twitter nonstop. Don't give me your bullshit about the liberal media. Oh, they're out to get him in their narrative. The dude's on TV every day speaking directly to the people. You're part of the problem if you don't see this narcissist for what he is. I can't stand the man. I support the policies, folks. If it was a German Shepherd doing these policies, I would support it. So unfortunately, I have to support the policies. I can't stand the man. This was a disgrace. You can't even bury a family member because you can't have a funeral. If you lost your loved one today, choking in their own phlegm, intubated and not to recover ever again, and you saw this is what the president cares about today, fucking ratings, you're the problem. And in other news, the world is ending. North Korea test fires missiles amid worries about the outbreak, and Saudi Arabia is shooting down Scud missiles fired by the Houthis with Patriot missile batteries, as if the world didn't have enough going on. At the end of the day, kill each other. Nobody on this side of the globe cares. Italy's toll tops 10,000. 10,000, folks. It's just the flu, despite being in a long lockdown. Former Speaker of the House, Newt Gingrich, he's been there for 2 months. He's been in lockdown. He says it's medieval. You can't go out. You go out, you either get arrested or an $8,000 ticket. Only one person, and to the pharmacy or to the store. Folks, how stupid of us to think we're ignorant and we're America. This can't happen to us. Spain, Italy, everybody's got all you. It's just the flu people have an excuse for everything. Well, Italy, those people like to hug and kiss, and they have an older population. Spain, I don't know, they like to drink. You can't argue math. It's people like you who are the reason we're in this situation now. I said 2 months ago, Dr. Fauci said a month ago, he's like, hey, when it comes to a deadly pandemic that's racing around the world, a little overreaction is better than a little under. It's just the flu, people. It's insane. Italy is becoming impatient with the lockdown, and social unrest is brewing. Police descend on a supermarket after reports people have stolen food to feed themselves as patient turns to desperation. Not going to happen here. Italy's a third world or second, 60 million folks in Italy, folks. We have what, 324 million? Just multiply it by 5 and get the math. I'm going to tell you this every day until we do it. China's progress against coronavirus used draconian tactics that we're not doing. More evidence China's lying about their deaths. There's more urns than double the number of urns, folks. So people got burnt. You didn't even get to go see your loved one. He died, and now he's ashes. You'll get those in a couple months. The urns that are being delivered back to people. Somebody in the CCP, the Chinese Communist Party, didn't do the math in the Excel sheet right. They're like, crap. We're bringing double the amount of urns than the death toll we reported. Staggering. Dr. Fauci, today, CNN, we're going to have millions of cases and between 100 and 200,000 deaths. I'm not a virologist, an epidemiologist. I don't play one on TV. I'm not a doctor. I listen to doctors. I listen to people smarter than me. I don't listen to airline pilots or former fighter pilots on my Facebook page with the it's just the flu bullshit. Love to know where your degree's from. 100 and 200,000 deaths. Donald Trump said tonight that that's one of the reasons he punted the March 31st, the Easter, and now at the end of April. Man, in this case, dude, go out to May or June, and then when it peaks and subsides, people are pleasantly surprised with good news. You're demoralizing the country every time you move the goalposts. Rip the fucking Band-Aid off, Mr. President, and stop this. I actually cheered yesterday. I gave the man credit, but what a horrific exercise in leadership. Walking out to the Hilo, right? Walking out to Marine One to go see off the naval ship Comfort. Thinking about it, New York, Jersey, Connecticut, we got to quarantine those states. Freaking amen, Mr. President. I'll salute you. I'll help, for God's sake. I don't know if my uniform still fits. Well, a flight suit's got Velcro on it. I'll let it out. Help. What do you need from me, Mr. President? I will help. Governor, piece of shit, Como. What? I don't even know if that's legal. Forget about it. I will sue you. I'll sue them. It's an act of war. The governor of the United States, of New York, oh, God forbid, shoot me. The governor of New York used the words act of war towards the commander-in-chief who's trying to stop the spread of a massive pandemic. And the governor of New York, I'll sue you. Please allow my New Yorkers to flee my shithole state and infect yours. Gone. So for those of you who misunderstood my Governor Cuomo point last week, he was doing a fantastic job, ... Go apeshit, don't go apeshit, because he was being a politician. Trump looked unhinged in his press conferences, attacking reporters. Cuomo was fantastic. Why? Because liberal reporters don't attack Cuomo. I get it, man. Political science major. Again, people with the inverted Trump derangement syndrome giving me shit. I'm like, I'm talking about the optics, people. You really do see people's true colors at this time. I didn't know I was so in the middle. Was a massive Trump supporter, but now that I see really massive Trump supporters and how the man could do no wrong in your eyes, you got problems, folks. You got bad problems. If this man can't do anything wrong and is above criticism, you're part of the problem. But this jackwad, what a disgrace. There is a deadly pandemic sweeping this country. There ain't no words voluntary. We're going to ask our fellow citizens to do this. I'm down here in Florida, folks. Spring break, you couldn't get it. You can't do this. And meanwhile, from the religion of peace, here's a imam, a New York Muslim, says to sneeze on the enemies of Islam to spread the coronavirus effectively. This human piece of shit Muslim from New York. You try and quarantine my state, I'll sue you. New York. So, Larry Kudlow, this morning on Maria Bartiromo. I respect Larry Kudlow, never met him. Seems like a nice enough guy. Could have a beer with him, glass of wine, Pinot Noir. Seems like a good dude. He lied on Maria Bartiromo this morning. I can't stand it. And if somebody's lying, I'm going to call them a liar. I don't do the Washington. Well, my gentle friend and great friend, the honorable distinguished man from Alabama, is mischosen in his word. Larry Kudlow's a liar. On Maria Bartiromo this morning, he said, and she was asking about, hey, when are we going to make some money off of this? If we're bailing out these airlines and industries or this or that, Larry Kudlow, you ready this morning? We bailed out AIG and the taxpayers made money on that deal. Is a lie. You, me, you as a taxpayer, folks, the government doesn't own a penny. It's a referee of money. It's a middleman. So, you, me, American taxpayer, we gave AIG $187 billion. AIG and Hank Greenberg. Read my book about Hank Greenberg. And we got an equity stake. All right, Wiz, now you're talking. I am. You ready for this? Made $22 billion when we sold our the U.S. Treasury sold their AIG shares. Do you know where the $22 billion went, folks? Let me ask you first. Did you run out to your mailbox and get a check? You didn't. Larry Kudlow is a liar. When this morning he said that the U.S. taxpayer made money on the AIG deal, he's a liar. You never saw a penny of it. I can't stand when people in Washington lie to us. Don't piss on my leg and tell me it's raining, Larry. It's a lie. Fix it. They're lying to you, folks. We're not going to see a penny of this money that we bailed out these folks. They're warrants. They're grants. It's free money. Everybody I know, small business, even if they don't need it, they're taking it. I'm taking everybody's going to bury their face in the trough. Why not? It's free money. You'd be stupid not to. So, if you've hung on for this long for my rant, it's been a long day, folks. I can't stand stupid people. I can't stand ignorant Americans. I can't stand lying politicians. I can't stand reporters. Can't stand a lot of people right now. Love my family, love my friends, love my Top Gun Options members. Very tight-knit squadron. We're having a blast. The Afterburner group has just been fantastic. We're having a blast over on that thread. You ready for this? Buy stocks. What? Nothing is out of the question. I can't even believe these words are coming out of my mouth. The Federal Reserve might start buying stocks soon to prop up the stock market. I'm choking on my own words here. This market had been doing exactly what I predicted it. Implosion, bounce, implosion. I called it a W. We're going to have some volatile W's here. But right around April 1st, which is next week, businesses ain't paying the rent. Mom and pop ain't paying the rent. Renters aren't paying the rent. Nobody's paying anything, at least from all the news reports I'm hearing. Every time I say the Federal Reserve is out of ammo, I'm wrong. It's shocking to me that that I'm even saying I'm wrong. But the Fed is they're like running over to the ammo box that I didn't know they had, and they're pulling out shit that's just insane. They literally have to go back to Congress. Oh, yeah, congressional approval would be needed to take such a step. You think Congress is going to say no to Jerome Powell becoming the world's largest hedge fund manager? This is insanity. So over the weekend, or no, it was Friday. My God, these days are running together. On Friday, I did an Afterburner Trading live brief at 10 a.m. And we went through this 3 scenarios to how to trade this market or not. Step 1, don't. Step 2, to swing trade, shoot me. And step 3 is to do the Marty Feldman, the guy from Young Frankenstein, right, with the eyes that went in different directions. You could have a couple bearish positions on right now and go out to September-ish and get bullish just in case the Fed decides to step in and save capitalism. We'll talk about this tomorrow at 1 o'clock in weekly options and at 3 o'clock in the solo Amazon brief. So, we can't prevent the market panics. If the Federal Reserve does not step in to start buying stocks, editor's note, they have been buying stocks. The New York Federal Reserve has been buying at various points in this pandemic stocks. When the history of this is written, you will know that this is true. I know it's true right now. So right now, everybody's saying, Goldman Sachs, the only question clients are asking is, where is the bottom? Where's the bottom? Where's the bottom? This has been the fastest bear market from the all-time high to the low in history ever. My prediction, folks, there's a lot of numbers on here in this Goldman Sachs thing. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Great read. My prediction is if the Fed doesn't step in to buy equities, you will see panic buying. I'm sorry, Jesus. Panic selling. Folks, you know as well as I do, we're sitting in a recession right now, and we're hurtling towards a depression. We're already talking about a 4th stimulus. 4th. This one they haven't even mailed the checks yet. Have you looked at the Small Business Administration website and tried to fill out a thing for a loan? You're about to get a rude awakening as to what we deal with when trying to deal with the Fed. Here's a massively cumbersome form. If you get one thing wrong, we're not even going to tell you got it wrong, and you'll never hear from us again. Was it the Detroit police chief died? The Aurora police chief is sick. The mayor's sick. 500 or 600 New York City police are sick. The first detective died of coronavirus. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, look at this headline. Officers are scared. We're social distancing. Cops ain't social distancing, man, when you're trying to arrest somebody. It doesn't get any closer. Officers are scared. Bill de Blasio and other human pieces of feces are letting criminals out of prison. So cops are sick, criminals are being let free, and the cops that are healthy are being told no random traffic, no bullshit. Death, murder, carjackings, maybe chase them. Everything else, sit in your car. I can't believe I'm saying this, man. Very interesting how the politics of this country have changed forever. A lot of people out there are starting to realize that they like the whole idea of states' rights over a federal government, and that Uncle Sammy ain't here to save your ass. If you wait for Uncle Sammy to save you, you'll be dead. A lot of people out on the left coast finding out that there's a 10-day waiting period. There was 3 in Florida, and I was pissed that I got my new Springfield Armory weapon. Love my well-regulated militia, but a lot of liberals are finding out that, what do you mean there's a 10-day? Yeah, that's what you wanted, jackwad. So you might be able to pick up your handgun as the pandemic is peaking in Los Angeles, the police are sick, and good luck. So states' rights, take care of yourself, pro-Second Amendment. How about open borders? Haven't heard that phrase in a couple months. Donald Trump's a racist for shutting down China travel. Thank God the man, he was late. I called that a week or 2 before he did it. People in his administration were calling for him to do it, and he was late. Where's all my open border Democrats? How many people you have opened your house? Where's the love, folks? Why aren't you letting people pour over the border? My God, man, the president of Mexico actually wants to put up a wall. Trump did it. He got him to pay for it. They want to stop Americans coming into Mexico. The industry has never experienced anything like this before. 3% of all restaurants have closed permanently. And the Restaurant Association, the National Restaurant Association, says that they see another 11% will permanently close within the next month. Never to be seen again. What happens to these people? What happens to these people? 44% of operators have temporarily closed their restaurants and another 11% within a month. I can't. This is uncharted territory. The industry has never experienced anything like this before. I can't. Bartenders, hostesses, waiters, waitresses, busboys, cooks, wiped out. Wiped out. And I told you guys, man, I'm furious with this, with the president and Steve Mnuchin's response to this. This cumbersome bullshit way to get money. And trust me, folks, for every criticism I have a potential solution. That was not the way I was raised. It's not the way I was trained to be as a naval officer. Sit there and bitch, Wiz, what's your recommendation? My recommendation was this, or is this. You got a web page, man, with 2 fields on it. What did you make last month? What do you need for this month, for the next 30 days? Enter, enter, submit. And in big letters, the whole rest of the page, it says, warning, if you lied about what you made last month, or you take more than you need, based on what you had the month before, you will go to federal prison for 10 years. By clicking submit, you understand this. Would it have been that hard, folks? Only in America does a government take from you in the form of taxes and then act like a benevolent dictator and give some of it back to you. Oh, and by the way, you know you're paying taxes on the, quote, stimulus you're getting, right? Anyway, guys, long weekend. Like I said, I'm burning the midnight oil here. I have to focus on my health. I have to focus on my family. I have to focus on the members here at Top Gun Options because we're doing fantastic. Couple losing trades last week, man. Holy crap. So going from $2.132 million to 1.8. I love the people on social media. Oh, man, you had some losing trades last week. Who the hell says we don't, man? If you are looking for Jesus Christ hedge fund, I'm going to join when the guy comes back. I'll cut him a check tomorrow. Losing trades happen, ladies and gentlemen. It's a very, very hard market to trade. The fastest markets overshoot to the downside and they overshoot to the upside. If the Federal Reserve does not step in to save capitalism, you will see a massive pullback in this market. We will fill this gap. You see this implosion right here? You see that explosion? Half of that gap, 24, 23.50, this market is going back down to. I just looked at the futures before I jumped on this brief right now. They're in the red, not super in the red. It's amazing to me that I'm looking at the futures being down like 2% right now and being like, oh my God, that's a relief. This is the new normal. But the summary slide, the executive summary to take away from this Sunday night brief before I go crash is this. Get ready to buy stocks. That's what I'm going to be looking at tomorrow in my live trade briefs. Which one? What's at the top of your whiz list? There you go. Loving JP Morgan. JP Morgan's equity derivatives desk has made $1.5 billion so far this year. I'm hearing the big banks, a lot of my buddies who shall remain nameless, and some of the big blue blood Wall Street banks are killing it, like Bill Ackman. And as I told you folks, mom and pop, retail trader, little old lady in tennis shoes got suckered into this rally, and guess who's printing money right now? The Bill Ackmans, the JP Morgans, the Goldman Sachs, and the Morgan Stanleys. The same dudes who are telling you, it's fantastic, this market can only go up, and behind the scenes they were selling. Me, I like JP Morgan. There's a lot of stuff I like too. I got spanked last week on Boeing. Going to unspank myself maybe. I don't think they're going to go Chapter 11. And I think that was a $400 stock a couple months ago, man. So JP Morgan, Boeing, anything more than that, you got to become a member here. People keep telling me, like, dude, you give away way too much information in just your free videos. Imagine what you get as a member. If you're interested in becoming a member, shoot us an email, support@topgunoptions.com. I'm not even going to tell you what the programs are that are available right now, because technically we should be closed based on the amount of people we have. I think we're supposed to open, I don't even know where my calendar is, open in like 3-4 weeks for a full throttle. Every quarter we do full throttle training. We open for like essentially half a week of live trading, and I just open the doors. I let the masses in. I don't sit here with a 92 slide PowerPoint boring you about, hey, here's what we did and did. Who cares what you did in the last quarter, Wiz? What are you doing today? Exactly. So we're going to open up the doors here in a couple weeks and let people poke around. Okay. All right. I got to go, folks. Absolute insanity. Step one in this market right now is the hippopotamus oath, right? Do no harm. Sit on your hands, grab some popcorn, and watch. Until you got a sustained trend, do not believe it. This ain't the bottom yet. It will be a bottom if Jerome Powell becomes the world's largest hedge fund manager. That is a buy signal with both hands. If I get a little birdie landing on my shoulder before he takes a poop and says Jerome's going to be buying stocks, I will exit every bearish position in the blink of an eye and buy with both hands. That is my, how many are we up to? 5? My 5th buy signal for the bottom of this market. And if you don't know what the other ones are, watch the videos. All right, guys, I got to get going. Have a great rest of your night. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge, and I'll see my weekly options members at 1 o'clock and solo Amazon at 3 o'clock. God bless, and have a good night.